Correct,
So,
correct, correct.
uh,
How much did you have to put down in your down payment, or did you get 100% entitlement on the new property?
100% on the
Yeah,
new property.
yeah. And the reason being is because your husband had a lot more entitlement than he thought, correct?
Well, we knew that we had about 240,000 in entitlement,
Uh-huh.
but because of the increase
The
of the
VA?
cost of living,
Uh-huh.
then the VA was willing to add an additional
Oh,
$250,000.
beautiful, beautiful. So it worked out. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, so it worked out very well for you guys, and that's exactly what I tell, because we take over a lot of VA loans, and the question we have is, well, can we buy another house? And what we do is we have a lender that we just we connect them with. They pre-approve them. They take a look at how much entitlement they have left over, and everybody's very pleasantly surprised when they can purchase another property 100% with VA financing. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that worked out for you. So we have I mean, what we can do. So I do want to give you a little bit of a suggestion on the modification, though. So when you, I don't know if they told you this, but so it depends what kind of modification they do for you. Because if they do a modification for you where they just restructure the payments, the interest rate they're going to give you is today's rate. I'm just letting you know. So a lot of times the modification is not even the best move, especially if you don't owe that much. Because they're going to give you today's rate. They're not going to give you your 3% that you guys have now on the loan mod.
Now, see, I did not realize that.
Yeah. So don't sign any papers before that, because what they do is they'll say, okay, well, we're going to give you today's rate, but we're going to spread this over 40 or 50 years, something like that. It just depends on how they structure it. Or another way they can structure is they'll say, okay, we'll put the arrears on the back, but that's pretty rare that they do that. So it just really depends on your bank, really depends on how they, the hardship and everything else. But a typically loan modification will be today's interest rates, and or like a step up rate, something along those lines, which you will see in the paperwork. So
Okay.
so sometimes.
Yeah, our goal was to try to keep that 2.99. I mean, if we were going to keep the property.
Yeah. So loan modification most likely that won't happen, because they have to use today's rates, or they have to use a step up rate, meaning they'll give you a low rate, but then they'll go up every single year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. They did not explain that at all.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's it. They have to do that. They have to use a lot of them have to use today's rates, or like a step up rate, where they'll start you off at like a 4, and then next year you're at a 5, and then you're at a 7 the following year, or a market rate. It just depends on how they structure that for you. So the next step would be, if that's something you guys would like to move forward with. Obviously you've already heard of a good experience with someone else that you've already received your VA entitlement for your new property, so this property is kind of at this point just more of a burden for you guys than anything, because you have to dish out 2 mortgages. If we would come in, let's say, I have to take a look at the comps, but I think the house is worth somewhere around now, I think it was like 340, 350, something like that. Is that what you're seeing too?
Yeah, when I looked at everything else that's in the area, I was thinking, 335, 340.
Yeah.
There's one for 350 in the neighborhood right now. That's the same floor plan. That's listed. I guess the ones that were 335 or 340, they were 4 bedrooms, but they were a couple of hundred square feet less, because they've got a few different floor plans in there. And I've just been looking at everything, because it's a cookie cutter neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, everything's in there, 4 or 5 different floor plans. And so I've seen them between 335 and 350 is what I've been seeing.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful home. It's a 2020 build. It's a beautiful property.
And there's the upgrades are we redid the flower bed. The one thing that has to be done is some landscaping out front. We pulled all of the mulch out, and we decided we would wait through the winter unless somebody moved in. And then we were just going to put rocks out front. But the back patio has been took our brand new one, the new one, that one played out. We bought a new one. We took that one with us, but if we were going to rent it out, we were going to put another fridge in there.
Got it.
Right now, it's no fridge, but all the other appliances are in there.
Gotcha.
There's actually a custom-made bar in the family room that can easily be removed.
Okay.
So we just left it in, and we were trying to see, whether it would be a lot of people liked it when we were trying to sell it, but a lot of people who wanted the house no longer had the buying power because the interest rates put the house out of their range.
Yeah.
And so that's where we lost a lot of people, that the interest rates were just too high for them to be able to afford that much house.
Okay.
And we ended up getting smaller houses. And so we never got any negative feedback about the bar, so I never pulled it out. But it's one of those deals where it can come out. There's probably a couple of tiles that would need to be replaced, and I can do all that stuff myself. But other than that, house is in pretty much immaculate shape. It's only 3 years old.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful home. Yeah, it's a beautiful home. It's in a great neighborhood. You guys have association?
Yeah. Now, the other downfall about neighborhood or homeowners association is it's $2,000 a year.
Okay.
So a lot of people have found that to be expensive, which it is. The other thing is the house has solar panels, and a lot of people, that shied a lot of people away too, because we put the solar panels on there, and I know that the balance on the solar panels is about $36,000.
Okay. So there's solar panels, and do you own them or do you lease them?
I guess they're being purchased at the end of the, whatever it is, 25 years, the panels are paid off. So I guess they're not leased per se, because at the end it's...
Are there any payments you're making on them?
Yeah, we're making the payments on the panels.
How much are they?
The payments are $197 a month.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah.
187, I think. 187.
Okay, got it. 187. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so we would actually take over, because if they're purchased, we would just take over the payments, just like we would take over the mortgage on the solar panels. How's the electric bill?
The electric bill runs that $187 a month, plus you have to pay water power. They changed the name of FP&L. You have to pay them like a $30 connection fee.
Okay.
So that's your monthly light bill. Is basically $30 a month.
Are you guys saving any money by having the solar?
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Hindsight, had I realized how many people are not happy about solar panels, we probably would have never put it on a house knowing that we were moving in 3 years.
Yeah.
But at the time we put it on there, it was like everybody was paying $300 and $400 light bills during the summer, and our bill was right around $200.
Got it.
It never changed.
Got it.
So it's a big plus. I think the most I've seen is at Christmas time. We host Christmas for my family, so the month of December, or the January bill that comes out generally is about $67, sometimes $80.
Okay.
But that's about the highest I've seen, and that's been because we had a lot of people there. We have a lot of people there for a couple of weeks in December.
Gotcha. Okay. So we got some savings on that, which is nice. I mean, what if we kept the offer, let's say at 340, we'd give you, the down payment would be the same, right, with the 18,250, but out of that we would pay the arrears would be paid. So all that would get caught up. You guys would still walk away with some money. Your credit would start improving because you will no longer have any late payments on your mortgage, and on your credit report. We'd cover all the closing costs and transfer taxes, and then what we'll do